Hello everyone, my name is Atharva and welcome back to my channel. So today we are discussing another point from a book, Atomic Habits. That is, why is it important to set a system instead of making huge goals? That is, forget about goals, build system instead. Well, goals are good for setting a direction. Means goals are good to make a way or path, but systems are the steps you take to reach that path, or systems are good for making progress. Systems are the steps you take in a direction or in a way towards a goal. Well, most people just fall in the trap of making huge goals, like they want to achieve a good body, they want to get huge amount of fame, they want to get studious, they want to read more books. Well, they are just external goals. What you need to focus on is internal, is the system you follow. Like if you want to read more books, that's the goal. You just start small, read 2 pages daily. That's a system. Just being consistent to a system leads us to reach the goal. Goals are about results you want to achieve, but systems are about the process that you take to achieve that goals. Process, the grind you take to reach to that goal is known as the process or the system. Well, what would happen if you only focus on making goals, huge goals, and not focus on system instead? Well, winners and losers have the same goals. That's the problem number one. If you look at in a school, student A and student B have the same goal to achieve out of marks or to get good grades. But ultimately, those who study hard, those who grind hard, will eventually get good grades. But what happened? Both of them had the same goal, but what was different in them? It was the process or the system that followed. One studied hard, one studied effectively, while other just did what other backbenchers would do, study at the last moment. Well, that is the difference. The system is the difference. It makes a winner different from a loser. If you look in any field, you will see that most of the people have the same goals. If you look in swimming competitions, everyone has the goal of achieving a gold medal, but eventually not everyone gets a gold. Only a single person gets a gold medal. And why he deserves that gold medal is the internal systems that he built and work on consistently. The second problem just making goals is that achieving a goal is only a momentary change. Well, let's say you achieved a goal. You got good marks in, let's say, 10th board exams. Well, that's a momentary change. What would then happen later? Achieving is a, you know, Achieving a goal in your life changes just a moment. It wouldn't change your life. Whereas building a system that you would eventually continue will eventually lead you to your better self, not just achieving a goal, but building your future better self. That's what is difference between making a goal and building a system. We think that we need to change the result, but instead we need to change the behavior, or we need to change the system to achieve what we desired for. Most of the people will think that, yeah, I didn't got good marks, I guess I didn't have the positive mindset, so let's just have a positive mindset of getting good grades. I will just do what I want to do and just hope for the good marks. But that's not how it turns. Well, you won't get good marks on your own. You need to study for it. You need to read lessons, those boring lessons again and again, practice questions, and then eventually you will get good marks. But what happened? You you just made a goal, right? You just made a good goal about thinking positively and of getting good marks. But goal didn't work. Goal didn't motivate us or didn't inspire us to work towards. It's the system. You need to change the input that's inside you, the system, to get the output or the result or the goal you desire for. Then the third problem is goals restrict happiness. Well, just think for a moment. You have a goal of, let's say, reading a book a day. Well, if you just start reading a book a day, you will eventually get bored. You might read one or two books a day, but then later on the habit would fade because you just hope for a goal that was extremely tedious and required a huge mind pressure. Then what is the difference here? What we should do instead is build a goal. No, build a system. Build a system that would last. Read 2 pages, continue on and that, and eventually would be reading a book a day. Goals restrict happiness. You want a goal like building a good body, then on the days of workout, you won't be happy because you don't see the result. Instead, build a system. Enjoy doing it on a daily basis, and then you will see the result. Most of the time, we would assume that we would be happy if we achieve this goal, but achieving a goal is not easy. It requires days of hard work, days of motivation, there would be days of low motivation, depression. You won't even just show up. Then what would happen to your goal? You will just fell in the trap of depression. So what we should do instead is build a system. You just enjoy doing it every day, not just hoping to get a good body, but enjoying the workout on a daily basis to achieve that body. You don't need to read a book a day, you just need to enjoy the system that you build of reading 2 pages daily, then four, and upon that and just creating a long lasting impact on yourself. It's not the output you want to change, it's the input. You'll fall in the love of the process, fall in the love with the system, and you will get the result eventually, and you won't even notice it. Like, just enjoy working out daily, just enjoy reading daily. Don't make it a tedious or hard task. Then fourth problem is goals are at odds with long-term progress. Well, when you set goals, you fell into a yo-yo effect. When all your hard work is towards a single goal and you work hard for it 365 days 24 by 7, and you eventually achieve it, what is there to motivate you after that? Well, most of the Olympic athletes are like that. They want to achieve like a gold medal in like gymnastics. They would train hard for 2 to 3 years, and when they will attain or gain gold medal, they would just stop practicing, and they because they don't have any motivation, or though they don't have any purpose of practicing because they have already achieved their goal. But that's what make a difference. You don't need to be a goal builder, you need to be a process builder. Build a process, and you will always continue to show up even after your result is attained, because you don't know what else the system has made for you. System has a even better chance of building yourself than the goal. Like, you wish to gain a gold medal, well, you will just gain a single gold medal in that period, and there won't be anything to motivate you against all the odds after that. What would happen after that? Well, that's why goal builders just quit after achieving a particular goal. But you need to build a system. You need to show up even after you have achieved a particular goal, because you know there is something greater waiting for you on the other side. Well, that was it for today's video. I think you would like it. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, and I would meet you on the next video. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.